Yeah. Oh, good. So they're on their way now?
Yeah, good to see you.
Yeah, okay, good. Good. Cool. Thank you, Chris. Hi.
I was talking to MSD,
Yeah.
and they can sort out emergency accommodation for you today. So
No, they can't. This is the problem we've got. The places that fit my needs, because I can't climb stairs.
You haven't even got to have a look.
Right. You're not. Let me finish, and then you can understand what I'm telling you. Right. We've already gone through this routine with them because I had my advocates ringing around trying to find places. The places that we find that fit my needs, because I can't have stairs, I can't be too close to each other because of my allergies, and that are near shops and that, don't take winds quotes.
So it's it's the afternoon.
Yeah, I know.
Are you going to sleep here, or do you want us to take you to a place to sleep for the night?
Yeah, well, this is the thing. The council lied to you.
No, the MSD have a place for you. We can take you there right now.
So MSD have a house for me.
Yeah, I don't know if it's going to suit your.
Yeah, well, no. I spoke to Ruth at Remote Client Unit, which is my actual people.
What did he say?
And I spoke to one of the guys who rang me, which was the guy I spoke to on Friday, and they both said they have no places for me to stay.
Yeah, well, I spoke to someone personally myself.
Yeah.
And we can take you somewhere.
So.
But you have to engage with them. So who cares if it's not perfect for tonight? It's better to sleep there.
It's got to be somewhere I can get to food, and it's got no stairs, which are the two main priorities.
Talk to them.
They have been talked to. They have been told.
Calm down. They're going to give you a call soon. So when you talk to them, don't try and demand Manly or Orewa or Silverdale. Just listen to what they say, and let's try and get you into a place for tonight. And then you can get the perfect place later. For now, you just want a roof over your head, so you're not going to be cold tonight.
So they lied to you, they lied to me, and they lied to you again.
Well, let's wait and see.
No, because I've already talked to two branches of MSD after I spoke to Marika, and...
Let's wait and see. Don't make any demands, just get an address and we'll go and have a look at it. And then you have a roof over your head tonight, and you can worry about staying somewhere fancier tomorrow.
Nothing to do with fancy, it's to do with fitting my needs.
Yep.
You know,
Well, tonight, anything's going to be better than you being here, Ma. And to take that step is showing them, and that's the only way you're going to get any fruition. You can't do it from here.
And you wondered why I smashed the Prime Minister's office window and stuck a smoke bomb in her office. Because this issue has been going on for quite a long time. And they were asked, please sort it out, please sort it out, please sort it out. And what was the sorting out? The judge turns around and says, I can't contact the current Prime Minister to get him to sort it out. And they give me a year's supervision. And what's been done? Nothing. Where am I? Homeless, and was living in my van until it was taken off with today. And again, who's helping me? No one.
We're here.
Everybody keeps telling me lies.
So we have a house for you that we can take you to now, and that's the first step. You can get your van back, you can apply for a different house or whatnot. But from here, in your van, is not going to get any movement for you. You're not going to get where you want to go. And I know, I can see your vision. I know where you want to go. So we need to start making.
Yeah, you got to understand. I moved my doctor from Manukau to here because I couldn't see the drive. It took me 6 months to get a doctor. And to get a doctor, you have to prove you're a New Zealand citizen to start with, which means unless you produce your birth certificate or passport, because your driver's license is not considered good enough, the doctors won't take you on. Ask Silverdale Medical. Ask Orewa, one next to Life Pharmacy down there. Ask a few of the others around, they'll tell you the same thing. The only reason I was able to get the doctor I've got, which is Hillview Medical, which is in Whangaparoa, is because he has ties to WINZ. So he can prove that I'm a New Zealand citizen because they do paperwork for WINZ.
So
which is how I got the doctor. So that's how I got the doctor.
There, you
right.
can get a doctor anywhere.
Right. No, that's the problem because again.
So how do you get there?
Right. When I could drive, I would drive. Otherwise, I had Bevan driving me or I had Rabi driving me. And because Rabi has been deported and Bevan is back in jail again. You know, so again, it's like, okay. And then I arranged for her. Meanwhile, I was able to hire a home carer. She lives just over in Wainui. Right. She's not going to come all the way out to South Auckland to help me for an hour.
It's North Shore.
Okay, whereabouts in North Shore?
Well, there's two options at the moment for tonight.
Which are where?
Takapuna or Orewa. They can't say 100% yet which one,
Okay.
but you need to engage with them. So Sunny, who you spoke to earlier this morning,
Yeah.
you don't need to tell him your story. You just need to say,
He knows because he's the guy I was on the phone for over an hour,
Can you let
and
me
I
finish?
recorded
Can you let me
for
finish?
30 minutes.
Okay, so Sunny
Yeah.
will call you. You don't have to say anything to him. Just say, Sunny, where are we going? I'm keen to go to this accommodation. Okay, and then they can assess your needs and find a better place for you after that. But for tonight, let's get you into any place with a roof while we're here and can help you. Okay, so he's going to call you in the next 5 minutes, and then we can give you a ride to hopefully Orewa.
Mm.
And you just
Because I turned around and told him the only one that's can do it around this area was Orewa Motor Lodge, but they don't take winds quotes now, and they're on like their
Do you-
third
you know
owner
what?
since the last time.
All you need to say to him is, Sonny, I'm keen for accommodation, please.
Yeah, no, he knows all this stuff. We had
well,
this
no.
conversation on
No,
Friday.
because you're refusing.
No,
stuff he said.
we had this conversation on Friday. If you would like, I can play it
No,
back
I
to
don't, I don't
you.
want to hear. I'm not interested.
What we'll do is
Yeah.
we'll just wait for him to call you, and then go from there.
Just don't worry about what the place is. We'll just go and have a look, okay? And you can get a better place after. The main priority for tonight is that you have a roof over your head. Nothing else matters.
It is just a means to an end.
You do know I can't go back to Pillows because I took James to court because of what he was doing, and I won against him.
It's got new owners though. How long ago was that?
No, James, he's still the owner along with Grace. I took him to court
But
March
that won't
March
matter.
of last year.
That won't matter. It's up to MSD anyway. Whatever they can get is where we're going to go.
They know that I can't go back down there,
Well,
so
they'll confirm that. It's up to them. So don't worry about it. They're sorting it out. You don't need to worry about anything. All you need to do is ask for an address.
okay,
And then we can take you there.
okay,
Perfect.
yep.
There you go.
This is the thing. How Winds have known because they took over Housing New Zealand back in 2012, and they caused me to lose the Housing New Zealand house I had
Right.
because they threw me out because I wasn't mowing my lawn, and I couldn't mow my lawn because of my physical health condition. So they're supposed to pay my disability allowance to cover for my lawn being mowed, and they refused to pay it. So I ended up going through arbitration and everything else, and the arbitrator felt sorry for me, but there's nothing she could do because they had the right to throw me out because I didn't mow the lawn, which is why I ended up in a rent-to-buy with my mum.
All right.
And then hospital killed mum a year and a half later because we were in our rent-to-buy. The rent-to-buy was $243 a week, $275 a week I should say, and I was only getting $243 from Winds. And they wouldn't pay me any more money, so I lost the rent-to-buy, which is where I ended up on the street. That was as of basically the end of 2013, beginning of 2014. Went onto the Housing New Zealand list again, although they and they said that they sorted out all their problems and stuff and everything else with it, and put me back on the list as A18 as of February 2014. And I'm like, but I'm higher than A18 because of my health conditions and everything else. And they're like, oh, no, you're A18 and you're A18. And they fucked around for 4 years and said, yeah, well, when we get a house, we'll let you know and we'll take care of it. So by about October 2019, they offered me a house. And then they later found out that they should never have offered me that house because it was on a 45-degree angle was the driveway, and then you had about 20 steps to get up there as well. No back door. Extremely and totally unfit. It didn't matter whether it was a 2, 3 or 4 bedroom with a garage or anything else. There was no way I could get in there. And at that time period, I had my power wheelchair. It was just before I ended up having to pawn my power wheelchair. But they knew that I had the wheelchair and I had the health conditions. And again, they were informed and they were again reminded that you need to build me a house because the health conditions I've got are given to me by the Crown I am not covered by ACC because it's before ACC's existence. They had stood in front of a High Court master and admitted that they had used the outdated vaccine that gave me polio, which is why I'm a polio victim. And I'm not mentally ill, I'm physically ill, because idiots don't know what post-polio syndrome is until you actually make them look it up. And that includes several ambulances that have to come to me a few times when I've had falls and accidents, because I get angrier and angrier with them because they keep treating me like I'm mental because they don't know about what the health condition is. So in the meantime, I'm been bumped up to A20 on the Housing New Zealand list, and they know that they need to build me a house for over 6 years, and here's the result. Yeah. And I had been through the Prime Ministers, and I had been through the Governor-Generals and the Ombudsman and the Queen and a whole bunch of other different ones over the time period, and I documented 90% of it because I ended up losing a lot of my original documents because the guys who robbed my house in 2008 while I was in jail for yelling at them to stop robbing me, stop tampering with my cars and stop following me, took off with the original documents, and I had the Queen's letter in there, Dame Sylvia Cartwright's letter in there, and a few other letters from different ones and different MPs. And then at the end of 2019, I managed to get a place for a little while in Wellsford, while still staying on the Housing New Zealand list because I didn't know how long this place would last. And Wins was supposed to pay the cost, didn't pay the cost, and I ended up losing it. And I went to Mark Mitchell's office and asked, please, can you help me? And their answer was to trespass me and call the police and go running to their panic room, which I videoed and put it all up on YouTube. And it's still up on YouTube to this day to show how I'm treated when I'm asked for help with something that's a government problem. And again, ended up on the street, and then got another place, which is the one I had in 2022, and had been there for, because when I got the house, I was supposed to put my home help hours back on, which was 18 hours a day, a week, I should say, and help me out with my travel costs to my chiropractors, my doctors and stuff, plus include my new costs for my chiropractors, my doctors. Anyway, they did none of it. And I got the house in January, and I kept asking and asking. I went to a Dearns office in the May, and I said, I've got the letter, which is, I've got a copy on my phone if you ever want to see it, and it states I've got a living care package and about my first trial wheelchair, and I'm up to my 4th power wheelchair now. And they promised to do all this stuff, and they did nothing, which is why I kept ringing the Prime Minister's office, and went to see her at her electoral office in the May, and she goes, your letter's too old, go away, go deal with Wellington. So I started dealing with Wellington, and I'd ring once every couple of weeks. And then I found out by July the house I was in was an illegal rental, and I had to start looking again. And again, chased them up about the Housing New Zealand list, and they said, you're still A20 on the list. We're still looking for a place for you. Meantime, look for private places, see what you can do. And chasing up and down like a mad chook doing that while still trying to scramble with all the things that were going on. And I had already served the declaration of war originally on John Key's office. So come October, nothing's still done. And I'd been ringing twice a week, asking please sort it out, because when I got a live person each time, they said, yeah, we'll get someone to ring you. Nobody rang me, nobody did anything. And then I sent the copy of all the documents, including the letter from the High Court where they turned around and said I didn't have it written right, and they wouldn't let me have my case heard against the Crown so I could get my compensation. The letter from the Prime Minister which says I got the living care package, which they cut and chopped up, and I've got nothing from, and I'm now in debt for it, and I end up with a whole bunch of debts, including a video I put up the other day because the debt collectors are still after me for the TV set, and I said I can't afford to pay even $5 a week.
What are they expecting?
So what are they expecting? Which is why I kept saying, please sort it out, which is why when the SPCA turned up on the 26th of October and stole all my animals when they had no right to touch them because they've been getting away with lying to the courts for a long time, it's like, okay, that's on the declaration of war, and I asked them, please sort things out, which is why I smashed their window in the end. And instead of getting off her ass and doing something, which is why I said, what do I have to do? Put a bomb in your office to get you off your ass to do your job. And I wrote to Helen Clark as well about this, and this was after I'd smashed her window, but the end result was she resigned. And nothing's been done still. And then I end up in front of the judge for the smashing of the window and stuff, and then he turns around and tells me I can't contact the Prime Minister. And it's like, if they just fix the problem, which is pay me the money they owe me, sort the mess out and house me like they're supposed to, there would be no problems. 90% of my health problems would go away because I wouldn't be stressing and straining and doing stuff, and they would be covering my costs like they're supposed to for the health conditions that they gave me. Instead, I get bullshit and lies from the remote client unit all the time. And the only reason I'm with them is because, like, Ruth goes, "That's because you were threatening your staff and something else." I go, "No, I wasn't. I was with the remote client unit, which I've been with for over 10 years, because I was originally transferred to them because the Otara office did not like the fact I recorded their conversations, and they got caught out, and then they got done for fraud. And in the meantime, I got kicked to the remote client unit. And then when I got Kay as my advocate in 2014, she said, "Oh, well, stay with them. And that way it's easier for her, so she can do the emails and do the phone calls to them, because she's in Nelson." And again, I'm still ignored and treated like shit, and they're telling me that I'm trespassers. And I go, "No, I've not got any trespassers," because it was gone after 2 years, but it was to the Otara office, and that was why. And I still had those conversations, and if I'm lucky, they might still be floating around in my saved cloud somewhere. Which is why I record stuff and do stuff, so that it's documented, so everybody knows that I'm not talking through a hole in my head. That's not my mouth. And it's down for posterity, because most times you get the time code for the time and the day it was done. So they can't say I've frauded anything or done anything, because I've been accused of fraud, I've been accused of lying, I've been accused of a lot of things, and I get very angry when I'm accused of things that I haven't done. Same with the bitches that work in here at Bendon were saying that I was running up and down with my sign in front of the thing. Everybody who's seen me sees me sitting on the bench in front of it. You've seen me sitting there. They're saying I'm yelling at customers, I'm not yelling at anybody, except my mates every so often when they're doing super shits.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Have you got anyone called you yet?
Nope, because my phone would have vibrated or rung.
Tapu. They're now going to be nosy about the car you can hear in the background. And we're still waiting for the phone call. Hello, Cheeky Pigeon. Hello, Cheeky Pigeon.
Still no calls?
Nope.
Gosh, they're slow.
You'll hear my phone when it rings, because it plays.
Now, does it?
It plays the song Halloween.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Right. And it vibrates, so that way then I don't miss it or hear it.
Oh, that's